So, something is not adding up with Professor McGonagall. So before I even start this little discussion that I want to have, just speaking my mind and everything, I know this is old news in the Harry Potter world, and this is not supposed to be any news or whatever. So basically, I recently returned to the Harry Potter franchise thanks to this Belgian guy over here. We watched every movie during Christmas, and since Christmas I've read Harry Potter the third book, Prisoner of Azkaban, I've read Goblet of Fire, and right now I am like halfway through Order of the Phoenix. And so yesterday I was reading Order of the Phoenix, and I was at the scene where a lot of Harry Potter fans know this by heart. I was at the scene where McGonagall was being inspected by Umbridge. And there McGonagall stated, "I've been teaching this school for 39 years. And 39 years. And I stopped and I was thinking, teaching in 39 years. I remember, the movies and the story of Harry Potter takes place in the 1990s. And I did a quick Google search and I saw, hey, Order of the Phoenix takes place in 1995/1996, of course, after year 1996. So 39 minus 96 equals 1957, if I do remember, because I did the calculation. Let me check. I'm correct. So, of course, I went with this question that I had, because I, of course, am not a huge Harry Potter fan. I mean, I'm learning slowly. Like, I'm stepping back into the franchise, I'm learning more about everything. And so yeah, 57. And I've watched Fantastic Beasts lately, and it takes place in the 1900s. So, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever, because there's a 50-year difference. Actually, it's a 57-year difference, because the 1900s is when Newt was in school, like, even before a lot of the stuff that happened in history. Anyway, in the 1900s, I want to go into a whole history thing, but we're not talking history right now. 1900s. 50 years later is when McGonagall first was in school, but, you know, she's there in Fantastic Beasts 2. So, what is up? I asked the question to my friend. He gave me a little insight about everything, linked me a few articles, and I began reading them. And I've also posted my question up on Reddit, and you know, the Harry Potter Reddit, asking this exact question. You know, a lot of the bigger nerds, if you will, just like I'm like the biggest Star Wars nerd. There are a lot of Harry Potter nerds. I'm getting there, don't worry. My knowledge, I'm getting there. Anyway, I asked them. And I've had a lot of different answers, which I really appreciate. I really expected a lot of different answers. And a lot of people were just mad because it's a plot hole. It's a plot hole, it's not supposed to be there. I even thought that J.K. Rowling wasn't involved, but I learned that she was involved. But it's weird. It's weird. So it's a known thing. People were outraged apparently when this first came out. I was of course not in the Harry Potter scene at the moment there. So it's a huge outcry, and that's where I want to talk, where I want to have this discussion, which I would like to do more often on my channel, which is even if it's Harry Potter or it's Star Wars, I want to do this more. But yeah, it doesn't make sense for me. So what this is telling me and a lot of fans is they are keen, they have no trouble to retcon things, and that's a dangerous thing to do, especially with a canon world. Harry Potter is a canon world, which is just ever expanding. The best thing is Marvel to compare it to, or to Star Wars. In my opinion, it's Star Wars because it's one of the longest. Not really, because you have Lord of the Rings, but in my own experience, Star Wars is like 40 years of expanded universe stuff. You have the movies, you have the books, you have novels, you have comics. Everything was before Disney bought its canon, and it was carefully, you know, people were careful. The writers were careful about do not retcon anything, to not overstep their bounds, and make sure this canon just kind of tells one big story. And that's something I expected from Harry Potter as well. But now that I've learned, hey, they don't care about retconning, and even just the higher up, J.K. Rowling doesn't care about retconning, it's dangerous. It's dangerous to immerse in the world, if you will. It's dangerous because you don't trust the story anymore. You know, you learn one thing and you're probably asking yourself, alright, do I remember, is it worth remembering this? Because maybe in 2 years it will be retconned by something else, and then everything is just, you know, it's like time travel. It's really hard to keep up what, you know, what's canon now, what's changed, and that's something that you should stay away from. So this is a minor detail, but still, trust me, minor details by the biggest fans are a huge problem, and I think this is a huge problem as well. So I want to know what you guys think, if you ever read Harry Potter, or, you know, from the little, because I try to, you know, I'm already talking for 6 minutes, and I try to give a little quick overview. So even if you don't know about Harry Potter or anything, you now have an idea on what the problem is. I am curious of what you think. Please discuss with me in the comments. I will respond, I always do, and I am really curious on what happened. So apparently there's one theory that my friend Tim directed me to, and also one of the Reddit comments was talking about that, is that McGonagall used the time turner to go back in the 1900s. It is a possible plot, you know, it could fix it, you know, it's a decent explanation, but still, I don't think it works. I'm not the biggest fan, of course. I don't have the knowledge that a lot of other people have on this franchise, but a time turner isn't, you know, because they are linking it with the third movie, Prison of Azkaban, where McGonagall gave it to Hermione. Well, the time turner isn't, you know, it isn't just McGonagall's. It's something that a few people have, and which is heavily regulated by the government, by the ministry. A lot of people have them, is what I think in my head. It's not like the Philosopher's Stone, for example. There's just one thing, there's one stone. There's a lot of other time turners. A lot of people actually screwed up in the past, which was confirmed in the book and the movie. So yeah, I don't think that's a thing. I mean, it will be sick. I love time travel. That's why Prison of Azkaban is one of my favorite videos, one of my favorite movies, because it has the time travel aspect, and I love time travel. But I don't think that's the way they're gonna go. I actually do think they are just reckless. They didn't care, you know, the creators, and that's something that Star Wars Disney has learned the hard way, because Star Wars fans are ruthless, and they have a huge voice, thankfully. And that's something that I think in the Harry Potter community, from an outsider, which is trying to come inside, if you will, I think that's what the Harry Potter community misses. It lacks it. It's the voice. It's, you know, making actual change. People really disliked when the sequel trilogy from Disney just screwed up a lot of things in the plot, and from like 40 years of material, there's a lot of plot holes and a lot of everything, which I'm not going into right now. But they in the show Mandalorian, in comics, they slowly try to make up reasons that are, you know, that fit in, you know, they try to mend the wounds, if you will, and that's something that I think Harry Potter is also gonna do if they care about their fan base. But yeah, they need to be more careful with changing things. They have to have a storyboard, actual people who have knowledge about the universe, where they control everything. They think, you know, they gotta have a Sam Witwer. They gotta have a Sam Witwer in the Harry Potter thing. If you don't know, Sam Witwer is he plays a lot of people in the Star Wars community, in the Star Wars movies and shows and stuff. He's in the video game, he plays Darth Maul, he plays the Emperor from time to time, and he's one of the biggest Star Wars fans ever. He even, during a Clone Wars episode, which is a animated TV show, he actually corrected the supervisor. He corrected Dave Filoni, who made the show, but no, this doesn't make sense in the story, because in the movie, episode 1, this and this happened, and that's why we cannot have this in the TV show. Well, we need more of those people in Harry Potter, I think, because it's important to keep continuity and to keep, you know, momentum, keep the canon, if you will. So yeah, this is a little something I want to talk about, something that really doesn't make sense, and I hope they don't do it too often. And yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know your opinion and your stance, and let me know if you want to hear me ramble more, because like I said in my last video, where I talk about 2020, I like to do more ramble videos and talk about stuff I'm passionate about. So yeah, let me know. And yeah, this is it. See you guys later.